So I got back from the FTX about a day and a half ago. It was actually pretty interesting, but there really wasn't anything I would have gotten good footage of if I'd taken my camera anyways, because most of the good stuff was while it was dark out, and most of the other good stuff was while I was falling down a hill. So the first day out there, we jumped immediately into Night Land Nav, where as an MS1 I had a partner, and we were pretty lazy about it. We found all the points closest to the actual points as possible, but not the actual point for any of our 3 points we were looking for. And I slept that night, and the ceiling of the tent had this huge puddle in it right over my cot, and it was leaking onto where my head should have been all night long, but I flipped around so that my feet were there. So, yeah, water all night long. So the second day out there, we went to the rifle ranges and zeroed and qualified. Or at least shot to qualify. There are some people who didn't qualify. But I got 32 of the 40 targets, and I really wish I would have aimed center mass on the closer ones, because then I probably would have gotten all the targets. But they're kind of narrow, and it's hard to aim center mass on those. And then after that, we went back. We did a dayland nav where I got 3 of the 5 points right. And then we did a nightland nav where I got 2 of the 3 points right. Then sleep again, but this time the puddle spread to my entire cot. We got the ceiling fixed, but the puddle was under my entire cot. So when I laid down, the puddle soaked up through my mat, through the supposedly waterproof bivy cover, and through the, 2 layers of sleeping bag I had in there. So I was lying in a puddle all night long. I seriously thought I was going to freeze to death if I slept in that. I grabbed my poncho liner and used it as kind of a pillow / keep my body from directly touching the puddle. So on that third day, I did 6 Styx lanes. And instead of being Op 4 like I showed you guys last time, I was actually doing the lanes. I was the only MS1 in my group, which was probably a good thing. I think you learn more when you have more older cadets around you. Also, they don't have as hard a time when they don't have as many younger cadets around them. I'm nowhere close to even remembering what all of my lanes were. I know overall it went pretty smooth, and we completed the mission on all of ours. There were a few miscommunications. I got yelled at once for accidentally talking back to my team leader, who told me to do one thing and then immediately told me to do something else. And, well, not immediately, but when I went to go do the thing he told me to do something else. I'm like, you told me to check the EPW by the road. No, I want you to go across the ravine over there and check the other EPW. Which didn't entirely make sense to me, because I'm a female and I should be checking female EPWs, and there's more males around than females, so really, wouldn't it make sense to have the male EPW team check the males? But no, apparently I was supposed to at least cover the guy while another one checked the EPW. It was probably a good thing it sent me over there anyways, because I was the only one who posted security on the other side. And then that night after chow, we were supposed to clean the rifles, but we really didn't do a whole lot of cleaning the rifles, so we're actually going to end up doing that tomorrow. So that night we were supposed to keep security at the fob, while Op 4 tried to attack us, and one of the Op 4 was really stupid during the first rotation and shot some blanks into a tent full of sleeping people. So they canceled the other 2 rotations, and no one told the female tent. So, 2:30 in the morning, I got off my cot, because I didn't really sleep any of the nights, and I'd already packed up all my shit, all of it, like sleeping bag, mat, everything but the cot. So 2:30, I got off my cot, I went out to form up. Our shift was supposed to start at 3. About 2:55, we find out that they canceled it, and it's like, there's really no point in going and laying back down on my cot. It's colder in the tent than it is outside the tent. So I sat on the back stairs with a cadet, and we just had a very leisurely MRE breakfast. And then at 5, when everyone woke up, it was throw your bags in the right place, pack up the cots, and move them. And I ended up actually taking charge of my tent somewhat, and instructing them for where to put the cots, because I was up so early. I was one of the few people that knew where they had to go. I was one of the few people packed and able to, I moved 4 cots there on my own. I helped people pack up 4 cots, but I actually felt good kind of taking charge of something. So on that very last day, after we had everything in its proper areas, We went out, we did 2 patrol lanes. They're a lot longer than Styx lanes, but you can't really tell when you're there in the moment. The biggest difference is that when you're in the assembly area, it takes a lot longer. And you have a lot more people. It makes it more interesting. It feels different. But both the patrol lanes went pretty well. Our first one, we were looking for a high-value target in a village, and I kind of got reamed a little because this guy walked right past me, and he had a grenade on his belt that I didn't notice. His buddy had a weapon, and I just kind of stood there like a retard, and I feel bad about that one, but it's one screw-up among the plenty of acceptable following instruction-ness that I did. Because as an MS1, really all I get to do is follow instructions. Like, the best thing I can do really is to take initiative and set up security on my own. So after that, we went back to the fob, turned weapons in, packed everything up, and we got on the buses and we left. So like an hour later, after we circle around Marseilles once, we stop. And the box truck with all our gear has broken down. So we have to get out, move all the gear from the box truck onto the buses with us. So there's like 2 people, a rifle rack in the aisle, 2 more people, A-bags and rucks all over the place. It was a crowded trip, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So we finally got back, got everything unloaded from the buses, got all the stuff that belongs to the battalion put away, got all our bags organized, and I had to take public transportation back, because I took public transportation there, and no one has enough room for everybody's gear. So I got back around 16:30, and pretty much I showered, I ate, and I called my girlfriend, and then I was passing out before we even got off the phone, but then I passed out. Since it's been pretty much trying to catch up on homework because I fell so far behind. I just got done with a lab write-up that's due in an hour and a half, and it took me 6 hours to do, and it's just a little crazy.
That's like an FTX exploded in my room. Like, that's like my uniforms there, they're all like dirty and the shit, but like, that's my A-bag underneath it. Yeah, not even remotely unpacked. Pile of MRE pieces over there.
So hopefully with all that done, I'll get back to a normal filming schedule real soon, hopefully right after I catch up with all my homework. And I'll try to see you guys in a few days. Bye.